Hello, Sagittarius, Sagittarius rising, and Sagittarius moon people. This is your weekly astrological and card forecast for the week starting October 24th, 2016. Quick reminder for you guys, some folks have been posting comments in the YouTube comments section below about getting a reading. I do appointment systems, which means people are actually scheduling their appointments with me on my website, integrativemysticism.com. So I can't book people through YouTube, so you do need to go to my website to reserve a spot. Also, if you can't do an appointment, I always do downloadable video files as well, and those are available on my website. So if you want to get a reading, you got to do it that way. I can't kind of do the email tag through YouTube thing so much because people are, ordering theirs all over the place. So I don't really know, what isn't available and what's not available while we play email tag, because somebody could be grabbing it while we're waiting for responses. So it's just better to go and do the appointment scheduler. So, that being said, what is going on with your personal astrology this week? Well, on Tuesday, we've got Venus, the planet of harmony and love and affection, in your sign, forming a tense square to Neptune, now currently in your 4th house of home and family. And there may be a revelation about a habit or a mood or some kind of issue going on with a relative that does need to be addressed. This could be a problem or a secret they've been concealing for some time. This could also be a bigger kind of secret or bigger kind of, I guess you could say, confidential information that could be circulating amongst numbers of family members or even something generational. And this week it's important to pay attention to where you, Sagittarius, you're not alone in this, but you might want to actually kind of look and see where you can actually trust who with what information, because sometimes it's not always ready to come out, so you might not want to blow the whistle right away. The same could also go for housemates or possibly even in-laws, so just pay attention to that too. On Thursday we've got a much brighter, easier angle, okay? We've got Mercury conjunct the Sun in your 12th house, your hidden zone, your privacy zone. And this is talking about you actually being able to showcase or perhaps even develop an opportunity to turn an intrigue into an interest or a talent or a pastime that could actually be quite, mentally, spiritually, or artistically rewarding. If you used to have a musical instrument that you wanted to pick up, or if you've been looking to maybe publish or go into business for yourself, if you've been looking to try and maybe even develop more of your own spiritual talents, this is the week where we start to see a lot of that germinating, because with Mercury and the Sun coming together, it's about bringing something private public because it needs to be public, not just for others' sake, but for your own sake as well. So, what is going on with your cards then, Sagittarius? Well, we do have the card of the Weaver for your oracle card for your spiritual advice, and this is talking about, where we need to pay attention to when fate or when destiny is kind of actually stepping in and intervening, and where we need to stop turning that down. One of the things about cards and astrology that we got to understand is that fate is never set in stone, it's a tide. There's always 1,000,001 different things going on. Sometimes the tide is really strong, sometimes the tide is not so strong. We can choose to fight the tide, wade in the water, or get off the beach. We do have free will. But it's also important to pay attention to when, we may have been kind of doing way too much turning down. No, I don't want to do this. No, I don't want to put myself out there. No, universe, no thanks, universe, all of that kind of stuff. Because the more we turn it down, the less it's going to call us back. It's kind of like a lover, in a sense. So be careful this week, and notice where these opportunities are stepping in. And even if it might not seem like it resonates, it might still be a challenge you're supposed to take up. For your Earth sector, when it comes to your work and your financial life, you've got the Eight of Swords upright. It might be time to finally confront a problematic coworker or client, possibly even a subordinate this week, because the Eight of Swords is talking about somebody who, I guess, needs to be held accountable for where they are bringing down the rest of the team. Okay, and for those of you who are currently looking for new work, the Eight of Swords can talk a little bit more about a need to pay attention to where we might not be a good fit for what what offer is coming our way this week. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad place of employment, but again, it's all about how do we confront this adequately to customize or change the arrangement or relationship we'll have with this business entity that we want. Financially this week, everything should be, it's definitely a so-so kind of card. Certainly no problems, but maybe not so many big bangs either. It looks like this week it's going to be all about the politics of the workplace. So, definitely not the end of the world as far as finances are concerned, but maybe some tension as far as, again, office politics. For your communications with air, when it comes to your friends, your relatives, and the others in your life, we've got the Eight of Wands inverted. This card can talk about where we might be noticing a bit of a drift in communications this week. We might be noticing a friend is starting to drift away from our group a little bit, or maybe even somebody's trying to ask you to drift away from the group with them. And the Eight of Wands inverted can talk about a need to pay attention to where this person might be trying to take the easy way out. Where this person might actually be, maybe they're afraid of confrontation, maybe they don't feel right about bringing up their, airing their issues, their grievances. But I would honestly say with the Eight of Wands inverted, trying to figure out a way that everyone can be happy or, get everyone to kind of stay and just fix the issue that's there is going to be much better than encourage everyone to just scatter, do the every man or woman for themselves kind of thing. For your challenge this week, with fire, we do have the Seven of Swords inverted. Again, like we talked about with the astrology, your challenge this week is to make sure that you are extra judicious when it comes to sharing private information. Who can you trust with private information, and who should we perhaps dissuade from, giving us private information? Because sometimes people give us information expecting us to tell or deliver a message for them. And the challenge with the Seven of Swords inverted is always about, okay, well, how do we keep a secret that we are meant to keep, and how do we maybe take a secret that we know should not be kept and get that out in the open without hurting anyone's feelings or anyone being betrayed. And that in and of itself is a challenge, but we do need to be able to find that balance. For your emotions with water and your romantic life, we do have the Five of Wands inverted. This can actually be a really nice card, especially if you've been feeling like you and your sweetheart have been maybe just a little bit at odds. If, our conversations have become a bit more tense, or maybe we're a bit more quarreling a bit more argumentative. Everyone goes through those phases. But the Five of Wands reversed is a good card reversed here because this does talk about a ceasefire and a return of peace. For those of you who are currently looking for a new partner, if you're in a situation where you've been trying to compete for somebody's attention, or maybe you haven't been able to make up your mind between a couple options that you have, the Five of Wands reversed is talking about things getting a lot more quiet and contemplative for you. Some people that you may have been keeping around just, as backup plans are most likely going to drift away, and the process of elimination is going to work for itself. And again, if you've been worried about competition, they'll be backing away as well. So that is your forecast, Sagittarius. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. And of course, if you'd like to get a session, you can always follow the links below, or go to integrativemysticism.com.